Let's say you are looking for the perfect guitar rig software out there, something that is your entire rig, front to back, side to side, start to finish. I'm talking amplifiers, cabinets, IR loaders, pedals, a noise gate that even listens to your playing and learns from it, and of course, let's throw in a graphic EQ and much more. Well, I think I have the perfect thing for you guys. Two Notes has just released a brand new plugin called the Two Notes Genome. Let's get into it. I've been using Two Notes products for a very long time now. I've used the Torpedo Wall of Sound, I've used the Captor X from Two Notes, and even used amplifiers that have Two Notes IR loaders already built into them for silent recording. So, needless to say, I'm a huge fan of Two Notes. They have always been super reliable, and this time Two Notes releasing the Genome has taken the level even higher this time. And I'm not even going to call it an amp simulator at this point. I'm not going to call it a cab simulator or an IR loader. This is a guitar rig suite. It has literally everything. You can even mix down your guitars in this plugin, and I am super, super excited to show you guys this. When you load up the Two Notes Genome plugin, this is what you're going to be seeing. I am on the very, very first preset, which is the Cali Cleans. It is an extremely clean amplifier, but I'll go ahead and just kind of show you guys really quick what this sounds like straight out of the box. So yeah, like I said, extremely clean. And most of my viewers, if you guys have been watching me for a while or whatever, we're high gain people here at High Impact Audio. So I will definitely get into that. But really quick, I want to go over the overlay of the Genome. So you have your amplifier right here. I'm on the first preset, like I said. And then above the amplifier, you have your signal chain, which is really cool. And obviously on the preset, we're going to have a few things in here. But on this signal chain, you can grab stuff and you can move it. You can move it to wherever. You can put the amplifier after the entire series of everything else if you want. I don't recommend it, but go for it if you really want to. We have the Dyne cab section right here, the Dyne IR cab section. And as far as I'm aware, this is going to completely replace the Torpedo Wall of Sound because you have your cab section right here, and then also down here in the cabinet section you have an IR loader. So if you have a third-party IR company that you love to use their IRs, you can bring it in here. And there's also the Torpedo post effects right here that you would find in the Wall of Sound. So the Genome, I'm thinking of it as kind of like the Torpedo Wall of Sound Mark II. Like, this is version 2. This is going to have a amp simulator in it. It's going to have all kinds of different things, and you can right click on anything that you have on here and it'll have this drop down menu, and you literally have so much stuff that you can do. There's even a stereo widener, which is pretty cool. Reverb, modulators, enhancers, you have EQ stuff, looks like compressor and a volume pedal. And I'm pretty sure the volume pedal you can automate, because up here you have a whole automation section. And then there's your drives, delays, cabinets, amplifiers. Yeah, it's awesome. It is really, really freaking cool. And then right here, yeah, you have your compressor. They have a reverb already pulled up here. But I want to go ahead and see if I can get a nice nasty metal tone out of this plugin, out of the Genome. So I'm gonna just kind of take everything out of here. Let's go to the cab and let's choose a cab that, what is a cab that every metal player would use? Probably, yeah, there it is. There it is. A Mesa Boogie Recto standard oversized slanted cab. Right there, with vintage 30s, of course. You have your whole mics, you can grab them, you can drag them around if you really want, which is amazing. I'm gonna bring this one a little bit closer in to the cone, just because it is a dynamic 57, it's SM57. I'm not familiar with the condenser that they have on this one, but I'm going to, either I like a 421 or even a dynamic 7B. Might do the 7B, but I'll pull it away from the cabinet a little bit and maybe towards the edge just to get a little bit of that lower end, but we won't really truly know what it sounds like until I get an amplifier that works for me. So let's head over to the amp section, come down here. Let's see if we can find anything that we like. There's the codecs. Okay, and this, as far as I'm aware, has all kinds of plug-in presets that aren't on the actual plugin. This is stuff that like you can bring in, and don't quote me on it, but I'm pretty sure this is going to be updated periodically with all kinds of new stuff. Yeah, like there's angle things on there. A 65 plus? What? That's pretty sweet. But I want to check out some of the amplifiers that are actually on the plugin. Like, yeah, there's the Albion, looks like a Marshall. The Aviator, the overlay of that looks very familiar, but I can't say what it is. I can't think of it. You can always look at these amplifiers and know exactly what it goes for. like this one, the Soldano SLO. I know it's a Soldano SLO. You cannot fool me. Let's see what this guy sounds like right off the bat. Obviously, I didn't expect it to sound pitch perfect right from the start, but that is pretty sweet. You have the whole look of the Soldano SLO. Also, here in the power amp settings, this is something that's really cool. You can actually change out the power tubes and mess with the power settings in each of these amplifiers. So you can go from 6L6 to EL34s to KT88s. This is really cool. I'm typically a 6L6 guy. I'm going to leave it right here for right now, but let's come back to this and let's mess around with this a little bit later on. I'm going to kind of raise the gain a little bit here. Yeah, sounds good so far, but let's see what it sounds like when I bring in a drive pedal. Those of you that have been watching my channel for a while know I love my drive pedals. I like to push the front of my amplifier. What is the Ultra Drive? Okay, so that's kind of like the Super Overdrive from Boss. Raunchmaker? No, not that one. There's a Klon, the Klonatar. That is great. I absolutely love that. That is fantastic. The famed Klon pedal. Green Meanie. Yep, it's Hoop Screamer. That's what I'm looking for. And I always like to just really push the tone and level on mine. And then I'll bring the drive down. But let's see what this sounds like. That really made the low end very fast acting and a little brittle up on the top end there, but I'm going to come over to the amp section and let's see what we can do about bringing in some of that low end. Maybe some, I might lower the mids just a tiny bit and a little bit of the treble. And I want to find out what the contour does. I know what the depth does, so I'm going to raise that a little bit. Maybe not that much. Here, let's see what the contour does. Interesting. It's almost like a sweep of the spectrum. That's cool. Oh, that is thick sounding. Let me bring back the bass just ever so slightly. And let's see what switching out the power tubes does. So we've heard the 6L6s. Let's check out the EL34s. Whoa, that's like hairier. That's way hairier. That sounds fantastic. Man, and the amp growl on that. You know, I said I was more of a 6L6 person. I think I'm leaning towards the EL34 on this one. That sounds really good. Let's see what the 84 sounds like. Okay, a little bit less bottom end on that, and the KT88. Oh, that's a thick boy, that's for sure. Okay, we're gonna go back to the EL34. I like that one the best for the Soldano, or the Eldorado. And then something that's really cool on the Genome plugin is you can come up right up here on the signal chain and you can click in between here and you can split your signal chain. All right, let's go ahead and merge it right here. And I would definitely be using this for blending amplifiers. That's something I've always wanted to get into, is blending different amplifiers. Because sometimes if you find an amplifier that is awesome and you love it, but it's just missing a little bit of something, a little bit of that secret sauce, and you can find another amplifier that has that secret sauce. Oh, nice, a rectifier. That's totally a rectifier. That is pretty sweet. Let's bump this up a little bit. I'm going to lower that treble because sometimes rectifiers get a little bit of a fizzier high end. And let's see what this sounds like. Interesting. Almost hearing a little bit of like a phasing thing going on in there. And yeah, you can like choose any other amplifier that you have. What's the Flatback 5? Is that? Yeah, it looks like a Mark 5. It's totally a Mark 5. Okay, let's go ahead and delete that split. I'm gonna try and do the split here again, but I'm going to merge it right there, and I'm gonna do a different cabinet for the second amplifier. So let's come here. What's the nifty 50? Oh, it's a 5150. Heck yes. Okay, I'm all about 5150s for sure. Let's bring up that gain a little bit, and then let's bring in our own cabinet here, or a separate one. I mean, we can just go with the Marshall for right now. I'm pretty sure that's what the middle tone is, but let's see what this sounds like. That did it. That took care of that little bit of like little phasing issue that I was hearing. That sounds great. Yeah, it sounds really good. Obviously, it needs a little bit of tweaking, especially on the 5150 amplifier here. I'm just glad they have a 5150. That is absolutely fantastic in my own opinion. I've always wanted to get into amp blending and just getting all kinds of different tones and unique tones using two different amplifiers. Right down here, I was talking about the Torpedo post effects. Yes, you can have the post effects. So it has the EQ, has the exciter, the compressor, the reverb. That is absolutely fantastic. On the delay, there's the dupe delay. Let's see what that guy's gonna sound like. Okay, so it's a little overbearing, a little wet. Let's bring down the wetness maybe right there, and I'm gonna make that time just a little bit longer, maybe the feedback a little bit longer. Sounds really, really nice. Sweet, that sounds great for me. So looking at this pedal, this kind of reminds me like the green sparkle, almost from like a carbon copy delay. I don't know if you guys use the carbon copy. I love the carbon copy. That is awesome. And you could hear the gate come in. Yes, I went ahead and I put on a noise gate before I even started recording, just because if I didn't have it on, you guys would hear this. Always have a noise gate on if you're doing high gain stuff. Yeah, so I have that on. And then also right next to it is a tuner, which is always really nice to have. This is definitely more of a suite than it is an amp simulator. You can do so much with the Two Notes Genome. It is absolutely ridiculous. So I am absolutely loving this plugin. It's funny, even through all the stuff that I showed you on this video, it still kind of feels like I've barely scratched the surface of the Two Notes Genome. This plugin is just such a powerful plugin for guitarists. It is definitely a guitar rig suite, not an amp simulator, not a cab simulator or anything else. And it's just really cool to know that they've taken the Torpedo Wall of Sound and everything else that they've done in the past and really brought it all together with even more stuff. And I cannot wait to see what Two Notes does with the Genome in the future. If you guys are enjoying my videos in any way, shape, or form, please consider hitting that subscribe button and that like button just so YouTube knows that my video does not suck. And with that being said, my name is Chris with High Impact Audio, and I will see you guys next time.